While we're still several weeks away from the launch of Mega Evolution base set on September 25th in Pokemon TCG Live, Japanese players have given us an early preview of our new format. After just one weekend, the new cards have already had a mega impact on Standard, making Black Bolt and White Flare seem even worse in comparison. Before I get to all that, as you may recall in my previous video, Pokebeach noticed that booster boxes said packs would either include a basic energy or code card now, not both. Well, turns out the Pokemon Company doesn't know what they're doing. They had to issue a statement clarifying that packs will continue to have both a basic energy and code card. Not only that, some codes will now offer in-game currency, cosmetics, or other things. And we'll even get new deck cosmetics in PTCGL on Mega Evolution launch day. With all that fun stuff out of the way, let's start in the most logical place, Gardevoir EX. Anyone with half a butt could tell that the hottest Pokemon without feet got better thanks to the new Mega Evolution cards. There's literally 3 that are immediate upgrades, with a 4th and 5th that will probably see more play as time goes on. The initial improvements are the new Ralts that draws a card if it happens to get stuck in the active, plus the new 100 hit point Kirlia that gets 3 Pokemon from deck with its attack. But then you add Mystery Garden and it's just absurd. The effect can be a little confusing at first, so I'll read it verbatim. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard an energy card from their hand in order to draw cards until they have as many cards in their hand as they have Psychic Pokemon in play. Basically, if the last card in hand is a Psychic energy and your field is full of Psychic types, you can discard that energy and draw up to 6. Yes, Gardevoir decks can now draw a potential 6 extra cards each turn. At least so far, Japanese players are opting for 2 Mystery Garden plus 1 Artisan, since Secret Box is still the A-spec and you may want more basics turn 1. Then we have the 2 cards that offer up even more options for the deck, Mega Gardevoir EX and Lily's Determination. While some winning decks have gone with 2 Mega Gardy and others with none, realistically 1 copy will likely sneak its way into most lists. And why wouldn't it? Sure, it gives up 3 prizes, but for a single Psychic Energy it can deal 350 damage if you have 7 Psychic Energy in play. And for those occasions where everything's gone to crap, its first attack accelerates a Psychic Energy onto each of your Pokemon, powering up Mega Symphonia. The counter argument to Mega Gardy is that Drifloon can deal 330 damage with a Bravery Charm and some Monkey Dory math, but as we all know, math is for nerds. Elsewhere, players in Japan are either dipping a toe into Lily's Determination or shoving their whole foot in. This is absolutely a powerful card and something I believe will be a 4 of in most decks, though there does appear to be some hesitation in Gardevoir. Play Lily's, shuffle draw 6. That alone is amazing, but if you have 6 prizes left, it's a shuffle draw 8. Gardevoir doesn't mind taking its time, meaning you could shuffle draw 8 2 or 3 turns in a row while setting up. However, it's not going to replace anybody because research helps get energy in the discard pile for Gardy's ability, and I&O affects your opponent's hand as well. So just like my ex-wife, you don't want to cut her out entirely because someone younger and better looking came along. This is roughly what the average Gardevoir list looks like in Japan for our new Mega Evolution generation, featuring as many good new cards as I could fit. What I've noticed over the last couple of days is a shift towards more Mystery Garden plus 8 Psychic Energy, so Mega Gardy can deal 400 damage if necessary. The counts for supporters, meanwhile, are all over the place. Lily's is like Gwen Stefani and no doubt a great card, it's just whether you go for 3 or 4 along with 3 or 4 I&O and research. After wading through the dozens of winning Gardevoir lists so far, I noticed that some went with Hero's Cape. Mega Gardy has 460 hit points with it attached, meaning you can potentially have somebody dealing 400 damage on back-to-back turns. Or there's Precious Trolley. Get it in TM Evolution turn 1 with Arven, throw in 4 Mystery Garden, and your deck is drawing a bajillion cards each turn. However things end up working out come next month, Gardevoir is likely going to be the best deck in format until it rotates in March. Another old deck that's seen a boost with Mega Evolution is good old Ceruledge EX. Like Gold and Go without the micromanaging, Ceruledge gained a fun new combo in Lunatone and Solrock. While I initially hated on the Sun and Moon combo more than seeing socks on feet, there is synergy here. Basically telling Revavroom to go to hell, Lunatone discards a fighting energy to draw 3 cards if Solrock is in play. Then Solrock can deal with Mimikyu and other low HP basics. It also benefits greatly from Fighting Gong, which grabs either a fighting basic or a basic fighting from deck. While there's a few changes you can make, like adding in Tatsugiri with Air Balloon or the Drillbur that discards fighting energy or the 80 hit point Char Cadet, the bones of the deck are always the same. A 4-3 Ceruledge, a 2-2 Lunatone Solrock, and a whole bunch of discard. Considering that we're re-entering a 3-prize era, Ceruledge is in a great spot, potentially taking 4 prizes in one turn with Briar if they aren't careful. Before getting to the new decks, I'll briefly mention Cynthia's Garchomp EX. Give it some orange Gatorade and now the Land Shark can one-shot a lot of things for a single energy. Everyone kinda expected that though. What surprised me is the inclusion of Vitality Forest. Gabite grabs any Cynthia's Pokemon from deck. Vitality Forest allows grass types to evolve right away so long as it's not your first turn. Roserade's a grass type. So with 3 Roserade in play, Corkscrew Dive is dealing 190 damage for 1 fighting. Play with your PPP 4 times, now it's 310. And if Garchomp survives thanks to it having 400 hit points with the power weight, Draconic Buster is able to deal massive damage. Because you already take a dump in the forest with this deck, Japanese players have thrown in a 1/1 Toedscruel. This prevents Golden Doe and Raging Bolt decks from retrieving energy from the discard pile and neuters Night Stretcher. I was disappointed by their lack of faith in Spiritomb though and threw in a copy because I believe in the little guy. You'd think in a meta dominated by Gardevoir, a 3-prize fighting type weak to Psychic wouldn't have a place. Well, whether it's wishful thinking or not, Mega Lucario EX has won a surprising amount of shop tournaments over the first few days. And it's already seen a few evolutions going from not having Hariyama to playing with as many hairy mamas as possible. The base of either a 3-3 or 4-3 Lucario line is universal. Then add in 2 Lunatone and 2 Solrock for discard and draw. Those are important because Mega Lucario accelerates up to 3 energy into play with Aura Jab while also dealing 130. Blend in a 2-2 or 3-3 line of the hairiest mamas and you're good to go. That's because, just like Hop's Double, upon evolution, Hariyama's ability allows you to gust whomsoever you want into the active. Except unlike Double, who kinda sucks, Hariyama has a 210 damage attack on a single prizer. If you're a boomer like me, the combo of Mega Lucario with Hariyama might remind you of Buzzwole GX with Lycanroc GX from back in the day. Now, because Mega Lucario gives up 3 prizes, I think you need Legacy Energy. This prevents them from simply taking 2 KOs and winning the game. Sure, you could try Maximum Belt, but Premium Power Pro already boosts Lucario's 270 damage Mega Brave to one-shot range on the highest HP Megas in Stage 2s. Legacy Energy can potentially buy you an extra turn. As for the list, it's idiot-proof, so I'll probably misplay several times with it. Get all your basics down turn 1, then on turn 2, start swinging with Lucario. Hariyama lets you pick targets while Lunatone draws cards. I do worry a little bit about what happens if you don't have a good turn 1, but so long as you only have 1 Mega Lucario on the field at a time, you should be able to spread energy smartly and avoid any unfortunate events. For other options, remember that this is a very early preview. I'll have more refined versions of these decks in September when I do my full suite of Mega Evolution preview videos complete with PTCGL lists. For example, how useful is the Psychic Solrock? It has a call for family attack, making it great in a pinch, but it can't be found while banging the gong. And what of Reversal Energy? Hariyama can now attack for a single energy attachment rather than relying on Aura Jab. Finally, Acerola's Mischief. If it's late in the game, play Acerola, now they can't damage your Mega Lucario with Pokemon EX. Other options include Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon to be annoying, and since Lucario can accelerate to anybody, Mew EX or Pheasantipede EX. I'll admit that I was low on Mega Lucario when it was first announced back at the start of the year. Then they added Hariyama for Gusting, Lunatone for Draw, and the Gong for Search. While the Psychic weakness definitely sucks, the deck is fairly low maintenance and sees you taking easy one-hit KOs against Pheasantipede all freaking day. Of course, we have Mega Venusaur EX next, who benefits greatly from Forest of medium-sized plants. While Venusaur isn't the best attacker, dealing 240 damage for 4 grass, it's an amazing defender. 380 hit points is the best in the game, and when you take a dump in the jungle, it heals 30 damage. But the ability is what sets it apart. As often as you like during your turn, you can move grass energy attached to your Pokemon wherever you want. Use Teal Masked Ogerpon to accelerate energy into play, then move it up to Venusaur and take a huge dump all over them. Since 380 damage isn't easy for a lot of decks to deal, you're probably surviving a hit. That's where Wally's Compassion comes in. Move the energy off of Venusaur with its ability, fully heal it, then move the energy back. Interestingly, nearly all of the decks on Sunday and Monday shied away from Wally. In those instances, they cut them to make room for the Meganium line. Personally, I like Toedscruel over Meganium because getting 4 energy into play and on Venusaur isn't all that difficult. Baby Toedscruel helps against Golden Doe and Raging Bolt, your 2 toughest matchups. And you can throw in Toedscruel EX as well for protection against effects of attacks. But this isn't Trust Your Pilot guesses the meta. This is Trust Your Pilot looks at pictures and tells you words about those pictures. So here's what a typical winning Mega Venusaur deck looks like, complete with Meganium. Bug Catching Set fetches your energy and grass Pokemon, Ogerpon gets energy into play while drawing cards, and Vitality Forest lets you evolve your grass types right away so long as it isn't turn 1. Basically, you can have a fully powered up 380 hit point Mega Venusaur on turn 2 if you go first. And I do think you want to go first with this deck, but time will tell. If not, cut a card and put in Badoo because you will need to buy a turn to get set up. Just like Mega Lucario, Venusaur doesn't care who gets the energy, so you can add any other attackers you want to the deck. I saw one list run multiple Ogerpon plus Prism Energy because why not? And Venusaur now opens up the possibility of Wo-Chien EX being a threat again, as it can snipe someone on the bench for up to 300 damage. Or you can Forest Blast them after taking a jungle dump. Personally, I'm hoping for a more Toedscruel-centric build to rise like the Skywalker over the next few weeks. But however you slice it, games against Venusaur are going to take forever on PTCGL because of the UI. Mega Manectric's an interesting one. I originally envisioned it as a supporting character in a typical Miraidon Electric deck. It can flash your opponent and make them unable to do anything if they're basic, or deal 330 damage for 3 energy. That seemed to pair perfectly with Iron Hands and Zekrom, giving it a great mid-game attacker. While that's something that's happened, a couple of the few successful lists went ham on the kitty cat. While it's risky in a world with Psyduck, you can pair Manectric with Magneton. Accelerate energy early with Generator, blast them for 330, losing all energy in the process, then reattach that lost energy with Magneton's ability. There's a variation or two on this concept, but it is interesting. If you're facing a basics-only deck, just leave one Manectric in play and they can't really do anything. And for anybody beefier, that's where Riot Blaster comes in. I can't believe I'm saying this though, but even with Vitality Band and maybe Practice Studio, 340 or 350 damage might not be enough come the new generation. So I prefer the straightforward addition of a 2-2 Manectric line to the existing Miraidon deck. Manectric hasn't quite seen the success of the other Megas up to this point, but you can't deny that it makes the deck more flexible. Being able to have a turn 2 where you can choose between taking 2 prizes with Iron Hands on somebody weak or dealing 330 damage with Manectric just seems too good to not be good. We'll see how things ultimately shake out, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited for this deck. And what of some of the other Mega Pokemon? Mega Mawile has done exactly what I expected. A single copy is being thrown into Archaludon for big late game damage, and that's literally all it's good for. Iron Defender and Dangerous Ruins to activate Munkidori have also made their way into Archaludon lists. Mega Abomasnow has seen some fringe success with Baby Kyogre to keep the deck overflowing with water for Obama to discard. I just think the 2 water energy attack cost is a little too awkward for sustained success, and putting 25 plus energy into a deck is rarely a winning recipe. Mega Camerups won a few shop tournaments, but no one can decide what the right list is. Some put it with Golden and Volcarona. After all, it can deal 240 damage for a single fire energy. This gives Golden a high HP backup attacker for turns where you can't risk energy. Then there was a list with Dragapult, and one with Magmortar and Volcarona, and even one with just Camerupt and Volcanion EX. While its success will depend heavily on how Grass and Metal decks perform in the next format, I don't need to Cam-Maul it over. Camerupt is absolutely a playable deck. Finally, Mega Kangaskhan EX. A decent number of Raging Bolt decks have included a copy or two solely for its ability. Being able to draw 2 cards every single turn is awesome, and it has free retreat thanks to Latias. It's also a prime candidate for Protective Goggles, removing its fighting weakness. If you're more partial to being able to attack with someone who will disappoint you more than my son on the baseball diamond, it's like I said in a previous video. Just take my existing Kangaskhan EX list, remove Kangaskhan, then add Kangaskhan. Trumpet accelerates energy, Terrapados can wall basic decks, and Bouffalant reduces the damage your basic colorless Pokemon take by 60. Ultimately, I expect Kangaskhan to be relegated to a more Pheasantipity role as the meta evolves, but for now, Japanese players are pressing their luck. For a lot of older decks, there aren't many, if any, new cards. Grimmsnarl, Goldengo, Dragapult, Charizard, Typhlosion. These guys really just want a single copy of Psyduck plus maybe some Lily's Determination. And when Dusknoir players start to realize how bad life is in a Psyduck world, you can cut Psyduck. Just remember that at least so far, Psyduck's only confirmed as a Mega Evolution Blister promo. We don't yet know if it'll be in the main set, so pre-order a blister as soon as you can because they will sell out. If you couldn't tell, I'm super excited for Mega Evolution next month. Even Megas that aren't necessarily good are playable, meaning I don't have to blow my deck load after a few days like I did with Black Bolt and White Flare. I can keep it up for several weeks, which is perfect because Pokebeach is reporting that our final set of the year, Phantasmal Flames, is coming out on November 13th, likely featuring Megas Charizard, Gengar, and Diancie. That's just 49 days after Mega Evolution on September 25th, meaning TCG Live will definitely break at some point around there. Though PTCGL will break if you try to play a card, so I guess that's not anything out of the ordinary.